And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Two Schmoes Show. Today on the Two Schmoes Show, I have COVID, and I'm still trying to get over that shit. And while I have no taste, let's talk about Netflix Cowboy Bebop. As well as there was a Spider-Man trailer, which was pretty neat. And
Oh yeah,
yeah, I
I
know.
forgot about that.
I forgot about it too. I was kind of going over my notes. Um, as well, there's some shit. I don't really want to talk about that shit because I'm really
Man, there is some
frustrated.
shit.
Anyway, welcome to the Two Schmo Show. I'm the infamous Ryan Amishmo.
I'm Cairo. I'm also a schmo.
And Cowboys do bebop, ladies and gentlemen.
They, in fact, be bopping.
So, we've watched Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
I finished the whole
Mo-
season because I'm sick with
Yeah,
COVID.
most of it. I'm not, and I still have real things to go do. So I'm up through episode 3.
Up through episode 3. I need to remind myself.
Yes.
Um,
So episode 3 is the
Trees? Is that the tree one?
what are the no, it's the one before that.
The one before that.
When they're
Okay.
trying to get Jet's trying to get his daughter's birthday gift.
Oh yeah. Okay. The dog one. Eanes.
The
That was
dog one.
okay.
Yes.
Good boy.
Very good boy.
Yeah, I forgot that it takes a minute for Ian to show up.
Yes.
So Netflix Bebop is pretty good. It do,
Hmm.
in fact, Bebop.
Yeah. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I'm impressed by how well they can actually handle some of this stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
I posted up a couple of screenshots I took while I was watching it
yeah.
of bits that were just like, damn, that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't really realize it until now, but they're both Dutch angles. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this, but I think that this is probably some of my favorite, most stylized use of Dutch angles in maybe film.
Okay, I will say this: this show has a boner for Dutch angles, and I'm surprised you just noticed this now.
It does. It really, well, I didn't notice that I was enjoying because I noticed that there's a lot of Dutch angles pretty early on, but I was just like, oh, okay, yeah. But it does them well enough that I kind of forgot.
I like it in the sense that they've been really allowing the backgrounds to sing with these Dutch angles because there's still a point of
Yep.
focus, which is
Right.
a big point of contention I have against Dutch angles is they don't have a good point of focus.
Yes. I don't want to spoil anything because people should go and watch it, of course. But the second one that I did in the that happens at the end of the third episode,
Yes.
it's used very well to use an object in the scene to help frame the scene that fits in it that wouldn't fit if you didn't have a Dutch angle.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Thor where every other scene is a Dutch angle just because. They're being very intentionally used to help highlight something or to show something that wouldn't otherwise fit in the scene appropriately.
I need to go through my text messages because, like, I remember watching the first episode, and I was texting my girlfriend while watching it, and it was
Mhm.
like I had a weird reaction when I realized there was Dutch angles for like the characters just speaking back and forth in like the cutaways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know if I like that or not. Even now, like I do find an appreciation for it as a stylistic change, and
Hmm.
it's not too distracting. But man,
It is pretty subtle.
it is subtle.
It's
You,
not like it's a full 45. It's just like maybe 5 degrees, if I had to guess. It's
yeah,
not a huge amount, but it's definitely there.
yeah. It's in such a way that the way I first saw it was during the small spoilers, I guess. The scene where Jet is talking to the fellow cop, well, former
Yep.
his other cop at the first
Yep.
episode about collecting bounties, and they just kept going back and forth. I'm like, wow, why is this slightly off? Something about this isn't right.
Hmm.
And like in a way, it's very dynamic, and it I kind of figured it was that way because when people draw naturally, everything's on a
Yep.
slant.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going off of.
I think that's fair. It definitely it feels intentional to me.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
not.
the important thing. It's not just there because they wanted it to stand out or look weird or be off-putting. It's used for a purpose.
It's calculated.
Yes. It's a sin, but I think they can get away with it.
Yeah, no. It's it's good. It's good. You know what? I will say I like it. It's the first use of Dutch angles that I haven't screamed and ran away from.
Hmm. Yep.
On top of that, so where do we even start with this beast? Um,
And
this is not a one-to-one recreation of Cowboy Bebop, and like
hmm
whenever I see people complaining about it, and I guess the first thing you gotta do is address the complaints. People argue, like I can tell didn't watch that far into it. Um,
Yep.
the beginning's rough. It's rough.
It is.
Yeah,
It's not at all flawless.
yeah. Um, there's like this one part where it's like a script verbatim edition, I think, verbatim of the original, just in live action. It's not that bad, but if you
Hmm.
can power through it to the point where I don't know, there's like one point where it just deviates dramatically. That's where I really consider this thing to start.
Yep. Once it finds its own identity.
Yeah, it gets confident.
And there's a lot of people, I think, that understandably wanted this to be verbatim, one to one, the anime, but in live action.
Yeah.
And it's an unrealistic thing to try to attain. If you had all the time and all the money, maybe, but it's not this. There's some very clear parts where the budget seems to start to show through at times.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, of course, making this in the midst of a pandemic, which is going to be limiting in itself. Um, and looking at what it appears they had to work with, I think they did reasonably as well as they could.
Yeah, I think there was definitely some talent on this crew, and I think it's
Oh,
definitely the
absolutely.
talent that keeps this all glued together.
Yes. One thing that I kept remarking on was that the like everything aside from the visuals, the screenplay, the writing, and the delivery is all very good and seems very natural. The cast works really, really well with each other, and they're able to um, play off each other in a way that banter feels like banter and not something that's being read off of a script, even though it's
Yes.
scripted.
This cast, the main trio of Jet, Spike, and Faye,
Yep.
have such a great chemistry.
Yep.
As well, I'm going to say this outright right here. As someone who watched the original Bebop like a week ago, um, I like this Faye better.
Hmm.
Um, I'm pretty neutral about the Spike difference. Like I can take either or. Uh,
Hmm.
John Cho's Spike is much more quippy.
Yep.
Um, and this version of Jet is pretty much just one to one the original Jet, just with different character motivation.
Hmm. Yep.
So I fuck with this. This jams.
I agree. And that's the big thing for me is that a lot of what I like about it so much isn't as much what it is and as much as it is just the feeling of it. It feels like I view it the same way that like I would a lot of video games, where even if the game itself sucks in like an open world game, if the universe that they're building is still interesting, it can go beyond that in the
Mm-hmm.
same way that a lot of what Bethesda stuff is, a lot of the Skyrim games in terms of like their linear progression isn't that spectacular. The Skyrim games, the Elder Scroll games, I had to catch myself there, but they're able to build such a detailed and convincing world that is interesting that you don't really care if the story is good or not because that's not why you're playing it at that point.
Yeah.
And I get the same feeling from this series in that the world they're building is a world that I've seen other franchises start to build and never really been able to finish, and I want to see them finish it.
I want more of this. I will definitively
Yeah.
say that. Especially with the big plot twist in the ending. Just gonna leave that there. There's a plot twist.
Yep.
It's pretty huge.
Yep.
Um, where do we even begin with this? Like, I guess we can definitely do the first three episodes. Um,
Yeah, we can go through the first three for sure.
the first one
Maybe not.
is. Oh, go on.
No, they maybe not like quite beat for beat, but
Yeah,
in more detail.
the first one I was happy with. I didn't have any real problems with it.
Hmm.
Second one is what sold me though. To the point where I realized I was going to finish this. It's more of a buddy cop.
Hmm.
For the second episode between Jet and Spike, which is
Yep.
amazing because these actors have such great chemistry and they really nail these roles.
Yep. I agree. The big thing for me in the first episode is that, and this is equally a criticism because this is an adaptation. It has to be the question of who are you adapting it for?
Yeah.
You're not ever doing something just to do it. In this case, you're either adapting it to introduce it to a new audience, or you're adapting it to give a new perspective to the existing audience.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this case, they very much are adapting it to the existing fan base and audience of the Cowboy Bebop franchise,
Yeah.
because it doesn't do really anything else to get new people invested in it, which is what I did kind of hope it would do. But it's fine that it doesn't. For me, the first episode seemed to be, what's the word for it? It's setting the stage not from a story perspective as much as to show you what this world of Cowboy Bebop looks like and what to expect from it visually, since it is so visually different from the anime.
I would describe this show as a remix. And
Hmm.
that's what this first episode definitely sets the expectations as a remix. You got
Yep.
like some parts that you do recognize,
Yep.
but then there is that liberty to go off and do your own thing, especially with like the B plot of this episode and just the small little additions they made to flesh things out. Well, sometimes flesh things out.
I'd be curious to go back and watch through it and just keep track of how much of that episode is actually spent interacting with the story, as much as it is just the characters interacting with the world and showing you what this world looks like and how it works.
Oh yeah. I think that's exactly what like the first scene of that episode, which is 100% original,
Hmm.
is meant to do.
Yep.
So, Chiral,
Yes.
what were your thoughts on Julia and Vicious? Because this is a big point of contention for
Oh,
everybody.
it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. I think it absolutely fits with the characters that they're showing here. Um, but yeah, it was not pleasant to watch. But I mean, I guess that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't watch that and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm here for this. Let's go."
Domestic
Like,
abuse.
no,
Let's go.
no, don't do that. That is a bad thing, and it shows how bad of a person Vicious is. It does it very well, but it also, uh, from the perspective of somebody who hasn't seen the anime before, it also does very effectively show how deep the fingers are of the syndicate and its members.
Yeah. Um, my opinion is I never did. Okay. I didn't like Vicious and Julia in the original Bebop.
Mm.
I thought Vicious was a cool character design, and he was there to be a cool boogeyman. So the idea that they're trying to develop Vicious and Julia a little bit more, I'm all for.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I think
I'm
it's very interesting.
yeah, I would rather they try doing something like that rather than just Vicious boogeyman. Ooh, Spike, I'm gonna get you. I
Yep.
got the criminal underworld on my side.
I especially liked the way that they showed at the end of the third episode how he is still just a guy,
He
you
is
know?
just a guy.
He's a very influential and powerful guy, but I very enjoyed that scene. I thought they did it very well.
Yeah. And yeah, I can't go much more into Vicious and Julia because
Mm.
I
No.
I know things you don't.
Yep.
So next week, or whenever this is gonna
Yeah,
open
probably
up a
next week.
lot. Yeah.
I'll be trying to get through the rest of the season tonight.
Oh boy, you're
That'll
in.
be the goal.
Let me know when you get to the end because I need to know what your reaction was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like the end, like the final episode. I'm talking about the last minute before the
Okay.
credits. The last minute
Okay.
before the credits is infamous online right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing that there is something coming up. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen it spoiled already on like Twitter.
Oh, dude,
But I
I'm
mean,
so
again,
shocked.
I guess it's just in my must be in the circles that I'm in. I really haven't seen it even mentioned that much, honestly.
Okay, I literally sat down to watch this show and I saw like the last minute of the show, like before the episode even generated on my Netflix because of how much it was all over the place for me.
Hmm.
It was, huh. And I don't know. The last episode, I give a 99.9% of like how I think it's quality. But that last
Yeah,
minute, man. Let me put it this way: my girlfriend was interested, then I showed her that 1 minute, and now she's having doubts.
about the show in general.
Yes.
Huh.
Um. What else do we have to talk about this? I mean, any thoughts you want to elaborate on? I
Yeah,
know.
the big thing for me is the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, it's
Like, it's a bit overplayed, but just like literally the aesthetic and the emotional feelings that it imparts of the world that they're in is the biggest draw for me by far.
one thing I do like about this is, and you're still in the early parts, so
Hmm.
I don't expect you to fully understand this yet. But some of the sets do begin to feel like Doctor Who after a second, which I don't
Hmm.
mind. Um, even some of the episode remix concepts are a little Doctor Who esque, and I kind of
Yeah.
enjoy it.
One thing that I did notice, I didn't take any screenshots of it. I should have. I've been really enjoying the use of light and color that they have.
Yeah,
It's very strong, and that's one of the things that I've seen complained about is that people are like, "Oh, it's just bleak and generic sci-fi," and it's really not.
no,
It uses it very intentionally to highlight an otherwise bleak world because it is, to then contrast it with the vibrance in it. It's very good.
I
It's
will.
the way that it's kind of as a comparison, it's the like the idea of how the protagonist always has like the vibrant hot pink hair and
Yeah,
everybody else has normal hair.
yeah.
It helps you as a viewer to know where to look in the scene, what is important and what is not important. I'll give a little bit here. There's a scene in towards the end of the third episode where they're in a dark, not really an alleyway, but a dark street at night.
Yep.
And there's, even though this is a place with lots of neon and bright signs, there's a car that comes up behind them that is important and has its headlights on, and they go through like a full shot reverse shot conversation with the car behind them, and it's bright orange headlights in an otherwise dark and kind of gloomy environment that helps you keep that focus of, oh yes, this is an important thing that I need to keep track of.
Yeah. I will. What's a good way? I know what scene you're talking about, and I'm now thinking of another scene that happened during that part.
Hmm.
The roof scene.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes.
It was good.
Yeah.
But that's a good way to talk about the action, I guess you could say, of it.
Now you know why I was
The
trying to segue.
non CG action
Yes.
because it kind of sucks. It's
I think it's acceptable. I've seen worse.
Oh no, it absolutely. It is far from the worst that I've seen,
Yeah.
but you very obviously get the feeling that it's more like watching a play than a movie in those scenes where you can see that they look like they are actor fighting rather than real fighting.
Yeah.
And it's very nicely choreographed. And it's just the kind of thing that feels like if they had the time or the budget to work on it a bit more, they could have gotten down really well. And that's one of the things that I hope that they do for a second season is just like keep working at that and improve at that because it's very close to being very good, but it's not quite.
One thing I'm a little disappointed about with this show is I remember there being a lot of shootouts in the original Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
I expected them to go way more heavy with the shootouts than this, and I was excited to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only think of like one or two real big shootout scenes, and I kind of expected more.
Yeah. It going off the assumption that they had budget issues, I think it would have been challenging for them to include more like that
Yeah.
because it's very hard to shoot a shootout scene that is impactful, that's not just like shot reverse shot of guy shoots gun, gun hits something, other guy shoots gun, gun hits something,
Wait till you get
doing more
further.
than
I, I
ooh,
alluded to
ominous.
this earlier before we started the show, but there is one scene, one really, really good action scene in this that I geeked out over. It made my jaw drop. So
Mhm.
just throwing that out there. Wait for it. This is like stuff.
And to be fair, it's not anything that like pulls you out of it. It's
Yeah.
just that compared to the care and attention that has gone into the script and the costumes and the set designs, it stands out as being like, oh yeah, that might be a lower tier of quality.
How do you feel about the script? Because I've seen some bad dialogue from the show and I've seen good dialogue from the show. So I'm pretty run
I
the mill of it.
It's not perfect,
Yeah.
but the parts of it that work in my mind make up for the parts that don't.
Yeah. It made me laugh. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for me it felt like, and it's like how it should be. I don't know if it, there's like two ways of going it. Either they casted the right people for the script or they wrote the script with the cast in mind.
Yep.
Whichever way it worked, it works.
It
The
works.
lines that are being delivered feel like things that the characters would be saying.
Okay then. Any closing thoughts?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay.
If you liked Cowboy Bebop, go watch Firefly.
Ooh, if you like Firefly, go watch Cowboy Bebop.
Statistically, they probably already are.
Damn. More like Firefly Bebop, am I right, kids? Jeez. I need to go wash my mouth. That was soap. Homecoming. No, wow. What is this? 4 years ago? Um, No Way Home trailer dropped
Yes.
finally,
Official trailer.
and oh boy, were there both spiders and men in that trailer?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, some doctors in there as well. Strange ones at that. There,
Here's my question. I have
yo,
one question.
go on.
The fuck is that?
That is
What the fuck is that?
that's African
Is
American.
that
What?
is that Black Panther Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I
Nope.
do believe that is Black Panther Spider-Man.
I do see where you get those ideas of Black Panther and Spider Man on the Spider Man suit that is black.
With the gold accents that, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I believe like the current running theory on that is like that's an inside out version of the suit because like the suit got ruined on the outside.
Okay. So follow-up question
Yo,
then.
Okay.
The fuck is this?
Um. Yo, even I don't
it
fucking know.
it brings up a lot of interesting questions, and I like that. There's things that they're showing that don't have an obvious answer, and I think that's good that a Marvel movie has that because a lot of them don't leave a ton of, questions in them because they are a lot of them are action movies for the sake of action. So having these questions that have like real impacts is good, especially given how some of the more recent Marvel movies haven't exactly stuck the landing
Yeah.
outside of Shang-Chi.
One thing I do like about this is, for those who want to know, we are looking at an image of Spider-Man with like Doctor
Mhm.
Strange rings in his arm.
Yes,
Um,
looks very similar to the animations that would play and have played when like the Time Stone was being used.
yeah. Um, what the fuck is in the background, my dude?
I think that's Electro,
Yeah,
but I don't know. That's my assumption, at least. It's a dude. He looks like he's full of lightning. That's Electro.
it could be Jesus, dude.
It could be Jesus.
Holy light emanating from behind Spider-Man as Jesus comes to him in his hour of need.
Wait, which AU Spider-Man is this one?
Oh God.
So the big thing that we got from this trailer is more looks, of course, at the movie in general, and a kind of a better idea of what the plot's going to look like. Um, but most importantly, we got all the baddies.
Villains everywhere. Villains doing villain scares.
hmm
Here they come.
So we have
There they go.
Doc Ock,
Yep.
we
Played by
have Green
Alfred
Goblin
Molina.
by Melina, Green Goblin, but looks like sounds like Willem Dafoe.
It is Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, we have Electro by Jamie Foxx, and he's not blue, thank God.
And it's actually Jamie Foxx. Like it's not
It's
like
actually Jamie Foxx.
it's actually Jamie. My idea of this is they literally just had Jamie Foxx just walk around on set being Jamie Foxx
I
instead
hope
of
so. That's all you need.
it's literally you. Jamie Foxx is perfect. I cannot gush enough about how much I love his acting, and I just
hmm
wanted like if we get a menacing Electro out of this as opposed to like the meeker Electro we got in Amazing Spider-Man 2, I'll be happy.
hmm Yep.
Do do my boy
We also
justice.
got Sandman,
Yep.
and is there any more? That's those are the ones that I remember.
Lizard was also in there, but he was like very in the
Oh, was
background.
he?
Yes.
Yeah, Sandman kind of was too.
Yeah.
Let me skim here. Oh yeah, okay, I see him. Yep.
Yep. There's the boy.
Notably, I love this. It seems like they're not keeping Doc Ock as a villain
What makes
strictly.
okay?
The interaction with uh Peter, Ned, and
MJ.
yes, Mary Jane and Doctor Strange with Doc Ock in like some subterranean place doesn't look like there's anything like stopping them from interacting with each other. You know, if this is like a situation where Doc Ock has been like captured, I guess. Why is Ned and MJ there? It seems like they're in some sort of an amicable setting, at least.
I just like how
And I love the idea of like Doc Ock just like blips in. It's like, hey, Spider-Man, fuck you. Oh wait, no, you're not Spider-Man. The hell is going on? And then just like takes a step back, calms down, and is like, hold up. What?
something ain't right.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
think
that.
it's very fitting given the cast of villains that are there. He would be the one that would just be like, wait, what? Stop. Just stop. What is actually going on?
So there was another version of this trailer that went through, right?
Was there?
Yes, a Brazilian version. And if you watch the Brazilian version, there's a little inconsistent GIF of Lizard getting his neck snapped in the midair for no reason.
Huh. It could be. Okay, if we're going back to the Raimi Spider-Mans,
Yeah.
Sandman ended up being kind of a good guy in the end.
Mm, yeah.
So he could be fighting on Spider-Man's side in this.
Could be. I
Potentially.
I am a believer of Invisible Spider-Man. That this was edited to have a Spider-Man taken out, and that's who gets the neck.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Something else is hitting him that's been edited out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's why Sandman is
I buy
making
that.
that punch at that motion as well.
Yep.
Also, can we just talk about the Electro glow up a little bit as well?
Yeah, it's really good.
Dude has the best costume. Like, straight up. They actually managed to find like the lightning bolt motif to actually work on an Electro in real life.
Yep.
How do you
It
do
it
that?
just kind of works.
It just works. I
A lot of it looks to me to be heavy CGI that they wouldn't have necessarily had access to before.
I will say advances in CGI technology finally did my boy justice.
Yeah. Because you can see that the mask is not like an actual mask, it's more like a glow in front of him.
Yeah, and it works.
It does. Absolutely does.
Jamie Foxx, you did it. Hey, you're back, boy. Um. So yeah, I'm excited. It's just
I'm
cool.
gonna give my spicy take here. This is gonna be my out there prediction.
Go on.
I think we're also gonna see an alternate universe Doctor Strange.
You do.
I do. Because there's a lot of scenes that don't seem to make a ton of sense unless you have like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange being like very directly opposed for something. And from what we've seen so far, that's not like the extreme that I've seen justified from what we've seen in the story so far. But it would make sense if a second Doctor Strange came out and conflict ensued from that.
Hilarity ensues.
Mm. Many people die, many people laugh.
Mm-hmm. It's a scary idea just having a different Doctor Strange show up in a universe he doesn't have to protect. He can
Mm.
just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
The mind.
Well, and we've seen how cold Doctor Strange can be when depending on the motivation. So if this Doctor Strange comes in and is just like, "Hey, Spider Kid, you fucked up. You gotta die." You can be pretty sure Doctor Strange is gonna kill the Spider Kid.
The boy spider is the dead. I personally don't know if I believe
And
that
well, then
fear.
we also have whatever the hell's happening at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually gonna happen. It was just like my thought while I was seeing it is just like, hey, that doesn't really vibe. What's going on here?
Doctor Strange vibe check.
Vibe check.
Spider-Man, you want me to get rid of your identity for everybody but your girlfriend? Go to horny jail. Bonk.
Mm-hmm. Because we also get that line at the end where Doctor Strange says he's starting to come through. It's like, oh, who?
Who?
Other Doctor Strange? Hmm. Maybe.
Mm.
The other idea is like Dormammu or some shit, but that's boring.
What if it's Venom, Tom Hardy Venom coming through? He just can't be stopped. Just let it be shit posty like that.
Just let it happen. Just
Yeah.
let it happen, Marvel.
Just let it happen. Well, he's already in the MCU. We know that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that was the big thing that I saw when they did like the credit roll at the start of it was the studios involved is like all the studios.
Yeah.
It's like it's Marvel, it's Sony, it's Fox. They're all here. They all seem to be on the same page for the first time in like 30 years, so let's just do it and get it done with.
Avengers assemble.
You're all making your money. I'm glad that you've come to the agreement of everyone make money.
Finally,
Took you long enough.
we lost Hugh Jackman for this because you took too
Yeah,
long.
right?
Yeah, you took this long, and we lost Hugh Jackman. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it though. December 17? December 17.
December 17th.
Probably a Friday. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
I
Makes it weird for movies this year because Christmas is on a weekend, so you can't have like the weekend before Christmas release schedules. You have to have it be like a whole week beforehand. And then
Yeah.
also because the holiday is on the weekend, that's like a day that the movie theaters just aren't going to be open.
Yeah. Fun fact, I'm going to be gone when this movie's in America.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm going to be in
Foreshadowing.
Europe.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be dank. I'm going to be reliving Spider-Man Far From Home before No Way Home. Also, I do want to point out one thing with the trailer, right?
Hmm.
This looks way prettier than the previous Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose so.
I don't know. I just like that shot of Spider-Man web swinging like between the telephone poles in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
It's aesthetic. It pleases my
Yep.
zoomerness.
Yep.
A zoom, zoom, zoom. Do we have anything else in entertainment news?
A couple of movies coming out.
Oh shit.
There's one here that I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is. Called Tick Tick Boom that has Andrew Garfield in it.
Oh, I know about that one. It is
Oh, and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
yeah.
Huh.
It's a movie about the making of Rent, I think.
Seems like it. Adaptation of the autobiographical musical by Jonathan Larson, who revolutionized theater as the creator of Rent. Film follows John, a young theater composer who's waiting tables in New York while writing what he hopes will be the next great American musical. David is raised due to showcase his work, make a performance. Uh, oh god, this is just one run on. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes people, please try. Just try. No one's gonna read this. It's an autobiographical musical that's been turned into a movie.
Nice.
Andrew Garfield plays the lead. Interesting. I clicked on it because I saw the poster that they show for it. I'm just like, wait a minute, is that Andrew Garfield? Why is he sitting in front of a piano?
Cause he's I don't know. Andrew
I do
Garfield.
love how
Okay.
they have the like the names of the people working behind the scenes with Jonathan Larson and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and then it has Andrew Garfield as Academy Award nominee. The creator of Rent, the creator of Hamilton, and it's runner up.
And this runner up. If Garfield was really that good, I mean, he'd get his
He'd be a
Oscar.
Spider-Man by now.
Yeah, he would be he would be a Spider-Man with 3 movies.
Hmm.
Do you think that
It seems
ever?
to be doing well though. It's doing very well for a movie I haven't heard of.
I've been meaning to watch it. I'm kind of waiting for my girlfriend because I know she wants to watch it, and
Hmm.
I'm not allowed near people at the moment. What?
Other movies we have is The Power of the Dog,
Go on.
which is it appears to be like a Western drama with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I hate all of these synopses that they do because they're all run on sentences and they're all dumb. This one's doing well also. I'm just going to read this because it's so stupid. You have to hear it. It's so dumb. Severe, pale-eyed, handsome, Phil Burbank is brutally beguiling. All of Phil's romance, power, and fragility is trapped in the past and in the land. He can castrate a bull calf with 2 swift slashes of his knife. He swims naked in the river, smearing his body with mud. He is a cowboy as raw as his hides. The year is 1925. The Burbank brothers are wealthy ranchers in Montana. At the Red Mill restaurant on their way to market, the brothers meet Rose, the widowed proprietress, and her impressionable son Peter. Phil behaves so cruelly he drives them both to tears, reveling in their hurt and rousing his fellow cowhands to laughter, all except his brother George, who comforts Rose, then returns to marry her. As Phil swings between fury and cunning, his taunting of Rose takes an eerie form. He hovers at the edges of her vision, whistling a tune she can no longer play. His mockery of her son is more overt, amplified by the cheering of Phil's cowhand disciples. Then Phil appears to take the boy under his wing. Is this latest gesture a softening that leaves Phil exposed, or a plot twisting further into menace? What the fuck was that?
All I heard was vaguely cowboy shit.
Like seriously, it's got a 95% positive rating, so it's apparently good, but that told me literally fucking nothing about what your movie is.
Yeehaw, 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 yeehaw. That's all I heard.
Yeah, it's it's a movie. Cumberbatch is in it. It's apparently good. It's got almost 200 reviews and is 95% positive, but like sheesh.
Yeah, that's like one of the worst synopses we've ever read on this show. We've
I
read a
have
lot.
no idea what happens. It's like kind of a western, but it happens post World War One, so it's also really not.
Hmm.
Like 1925 is really late for cowboy shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing this in 1925, you're not a cowboy. You're just an asshole.
What is the point where being a cowboy just stops being a cowboy and just being an asshole?
Power of the Dog teaser trailer. It's gonna play an ad, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. To YouTube. See if we can figure out what the hell actually happens in this movie.
What if it's just a voice to text speech of the synopsis?
I kind of hope it is. Oh, it's a Netflix movie. Interesting.
Well, well, come on. What are you seeing?
It's pretty close to what they were describing. Like literally so far, we've had Benedict Cumberbatch looking out a window at who is presumably Rose, whistling to her, and then a group of people standing around and laughing at the same person.
Does Cumberbatch have facial hair or not?
Yes.
Okay. Cumberbatch is like two separate people when he has like facial hair and he's clean shaven.
Yep.
What's he doing now? Is he doing cowboy shit? Do you just
There's
yeehaw?
kind of.
Oh.
I mean, it's not telling me anything yet, to be frank.
Hmm.
There's some what appears to be raspberry jelly smeared in some weeds. Oh no,
Mm.
sorry, that's blood.
Oh. Darn.
Yeah, that told me just as much nothing.
Maybe it's just like Seinfeld, man. It's a movie about nothing.
I don't know. I guess that is the teaser trailer, so let's see the official trailer. There's music. That's an improvement. There's dialogue.
Nice. I do like dialogue in my films.
It helps.
Yeah. Oh God. So a new Hawkeye poster just came out. And look what they did to Jeremy Renner's face.
What? Why? Why did they smooth him out?
Yeah, that is not how Jeremy Renner looks. He is a man in like what, his 50s? Renner,
Yeah.
yeah, Renner is supposed to be like in his 50s and he looks like he's got like he's younger than the actual youth in the poster. What they do to him?
Who knows?
We all know Jeremy Renner gets an extra forehead wrinkle every time he kills a man, so we need like to know which Jeremy Renner victim has happened. Jeez.
Best as I can tell in this movie,
Yeah.
it seems to be Benedict Cumberbatch is an asshole cowboy who treats a kid like shit and laughs at him.
Nice. Finally a character I can sympathize with.
That's all I'm getting from it.
Hmm.
We did have a couple of movies I have heard about come out this week too, though.
Okay.
Ghostbusters Afterlife finally officially released.
I keep forgetting that movie's out.
Yeah. Well, that's fair because it only just came out, I guess. It's like I could have sworn this has been out for like a year at this point, but no.
How's the reviews?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple. I've actually watched a couple of reviews of it, and it is like notably better than the other Ghostbusters reboot. Um, but it's not perfect.
Oh yeah. I don't.
So
At work, everybody was talking about how badly they wanted to go see this, and I'm like, is
mhm.
uh, I'm not a big Ghostbusters fan, so I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah,
The world is a much
yeah.
bigger Ghostbuster fan than I expected.
From everything I've seen, it seems totally fine.
Oh boy. Go Ghostbusters, go.
Hmm. And the other one that I didn't think was coming out this quickly, but apparently is King Richard,
Oh yeah. That one was
which is I guess out now, and it looked really good,
yeah.
and it's doing really good. Take a guess. Take a guess at with 250 plus verified ratings what the audience score is.
It better be a damn 100.
It is 99.
Damn. Good. I wanted that movie to do good. That looked like a great idea for a movie, and
Yeah.
honestly, Will Smith is still charming as fuck, so I could see him pulling off a movie like that.
Hmm. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this. I'm actually let me see if I can find it. Is it like actually showing, or is this like an early release kind of a thing?
Who knows? I think it's supposed to be actually showing.
I thought it is. So it's out. You can see it now.
Good.
So you might have to see that. Is it showing? Oh, you can watch it on HBO apparently. That makes it easy.
Yeah. Lucky you.
I'll say,
Yo.
I'll say, Disney can fuck right off with not putting their movies out on Disney Plus day one. HBO Max doing that is an incredible boon for them because they put out like in the last year, or in the, I guess yeah, just this year we've gotten the Suicide Squad, we've gotten Dune, and now we have King Richard, all available on HBO Max the day they are available in theaters.
I think it's because Disney's still like feeling that burn from the Black Widow lawsuit,
I'm sure they are. I'm
which
just tired of the creative types being so you have to watch it our way, kind
oh
of,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say the author's intention is a very big part, which is why
Absolutely.
I would like to politely remind our audience, if you are not listening to this audio only fucking podcast without surround sound, you are spitting in my artistic vision, and I hope you fucking die.
Yes.
Yes.
It really feels to me like a lot of these people write whatever it is that they're doing in like the early stages the same way that you would think about a book. Because there's really only one way to read a book. You read it from start to finish, from the first word to the last word in order.
Yep.
And it feels like they wrote it in that way, and they want it to be seen in that way. But then they're also incorporating things after the fact. And if it's not just the way they want it, it's not right.
Yeah.
And it's not how these things work. That's just not how it goes.
Yeah. I agree.
I was seeing one this today about apparently Adele has gotten Spotify to take the shuffle button off of all of her album pages.
Adele, please advocate for Spotify to actually pay their
Yeah.
bands as
I'm sorry.
well.
You have the gumption. You have the I don't even know if that's not the right word. How dare you listen to Adele's album out of order? What is wrong with you?
Is it for like all of her albums or is it just 30?
Yes. All of her
No.
albums. All of her albums have had the shuffle button taken off of them.
Okay, so listen here, right? I honestly have been having this conspiracy theory for a while, but I truly believe Spotify does not pay all of their artists equally based off the same streaming algorithm that everybody else has been paid off of. And this special treatment of Adele kind of proves my point, which is why I don't screw with Spotify. Did I just lose him?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
No, it just comes off as super pretentious.
Yeah.
Like you've given your audience the tools that they need to see it the way that you want to see it. The track list is in order. The movie is being shown in theaters. Eventually, it's gonna end up somewhere that's not perfect for watching it. That's just how it works. I don't who was it? I don't remember who it was, but someone was talking about their mastering process for music
Mm-hmm.
and how they mastered or at least reviewed their master on multiple different types of audio equipment beforehand, because realistically the person who's going to be listening to your album isn't going to be sitting in a studio with perfect acoustics and $5,000 worth of audio equipment. They're going to be sitting there with AirPods.
Yeah.
And because of that, they had started to use AirPods in their mastering process to make sure that their albums didn't sound like shit on the one thing that people were actually going to be using.
So I actually have like a rule very similar to this when I do music and even when I do this podcast, is that I just have a decent pair of headphones, like consumer brand stuff. And if
Yep.
as long as it sounds good on here, I don't care if you have a fucking $5,000 headset. I don't
Yeah.
have anything like that to cater to
Yep.
you. So I'm just going to make it sound as good as possible on shitty equipment first.
hmm One thing that I would love to see, because this is something I see a lot on YouTube, is that people seem to have, they don't seem to consider that perspective. Because realistically, if someone's watching YouTube, they're going to be doing it on a phone.
Or a
So
laptop.
if you don't know what your video looks like on a mobile device in general,
Yeah.
you're not mastering it properly, basically. And I see it a lot of times where if you're watching something on a smaller screen, they'll have stuff pops up so briefly and it's so small that you can't possibly see it unless you're sitting like at a desk looking at a monitor.
Yeah.
And it's
You know,
just like, damn, please don't do that.
another thing I want to point out with YouTube videos. You ever tried watching a YouTube video like on a proper TV?
Hmm.
You
Yep.
ever realize
Looks like
how
shit.
it well not just that, but like the audio always has way more bass than you actually think about than on a mobile
Oh,
device?
I guess so, yeah. That's true.
It's always distracting to me. But yeah, you're right. It
Hmm.
does look like shit.
Yeah. YouTube's compression doesn't work at anything more than like 40 inches.
Yeah,
It looks bad.
it does.
Once you can, I guess it's more once you can start to like really see the pixels, it falls apart.
It's almost like YouTube shouldn't have those features on big TVs,
Hmm.
or at least accommodate for them, you cheap bastards.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go make some playlists on YouTube of all of Adele's new songs in like a million different orders, just so people can choose which specific kind of shuffle order they would like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would very find it amusing to very intentionally just have it be backwards.
BRB.
Adele 03.
Ooh. LA a day. 03.
In other news, did
Yep.
you hear about the Chinese tennis star who is being asked about by the oh, what is it? The IOC? No, not the IOC.
I've been hearing a lot about this. Why can't I escape
Yeah,
this?
apparently today, the IOC has released a statement saying that they were allowed to have a video call with her,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna say it. It's got like all my BS alarms going off
Oh God.
because they apparently had a 30-minute video call, which they then distilled down to in a written statement that they released, accompanied by a single picture of Thomas Bach, president of the IOC, doing this video call with Peng Shuai.
Oh no.
And it's just like, you sure?
So
Why didn't you have like any amount of video to go with your video call?
should we start this from the very beginning? Because I do feel like people who just read the headlines aren't going
Yes, we
to
should.
fully understand this. So,
So Peng Shuai is a Chinese tennis star, very talented. Played at the Olympic level, I'm pretty sure, which is why this started. She recently spoke out against a senior Chinese minister alleging sexual assault that had occurred by that Chinese minister against her.
a big no-no.
And afterwards, she disappeared from the public eye and, I mean, still to this date, has not been seen in public for the last 3 weeks, which is very surprising because this includes like social media as well.
Yeah.
And it was like obviously very suspicious of accused Chinese political leader of sexual assault. Chinese person disappears. Haven't seen that before.
What are you talking about? I'm very curious. Like, is the
Okay,
IOC like also doing this cover up? Because I just,
basically, the
yeah,
IOC is incredibly scummy because they are not the ones who were addressing these concerns in the first place. The group that was initially saying we're concerned about her well-being is the Women's Tennis Association that she's a part of,
damn
who spoke
straight.
out and were like, "Hey, the fuck," and they have said in a conversation with Reuters that, in their opinion, the videos are insufficient evidence of her safety and did not address the concerns that they had about Miss Peng. They said it's positive to see her. It remains unclear if she is free and able to make decisions and take actions on her own without coercion or external interference.
Oh, did they also hear some rattling sounds every time she moved, like chains or
Yeah,
something like that?
basically.
Yeah.
The UK Foreign Office has also issued a statement saying it was extremely concerned about her, while the United Nations said that it wants proof of Miss Peng's whereabouts. Allegedly, according to this 30-minute conference that happened that was distilled down into an IOC statement, she said she was doing fine, which was their main concern. And at the beginning of the 30-minute call, Peng Shuai thanked the IOC for its concern about her well-being. Keep in mind, the IOC is also the place where you can basically buy your way into the Olympics, no matter where the hell you are. What was it? Was it the IOC? No, it was the FIFA that had their World Cup in Qatar, but the IOC is not that much further off.
Damn. Yeah, that is terrible. China is such a shady place, man.
It is. Yeah, it is. Of course, it's good that she's not dead, presumably, but that isn't what China does. They have their re-education.
Yeah, the re-education camps, dude.
That's their go-to.
She's probably just made a whole bunch of Muslim friends recently. That's all. They're just taking up her time.
Yeah. As far as I know, have we seen uh Jack Ma? Has he been in public lately? Jack Ma was a Chinese business founder and philanthropist, founder of the Alibaba Group. And he said some things that were not like, he too disappeared for a little while. And I don't actually remember if he's been in public again since.
Man,
Oh, this is hilarious. Uh, Two news articles side by side, one from Forbes, one from Bloomberg. 3 days ago, Bloomberg, Jack Ma's Ant Group sees profits rise 39% on investments. Forbes, 2 days ago, Alibaba stock keeps falling, sending Jack Ma's net worth down 30 billion in a year.
huh.
Which one is it?
I don't know which one has closer ties to China.
Yeah.
I really hate how that's an actual factor with like telling this biases between some news sources.
Yep. While we're on good old sexual assault, let's talk about fuck Bobby Kotick.
Oh, cool. Yeah, go on.
So it came out this week in an article on was it Kotaku? Might not have been Kotaku. Um, but further allegations in the Activision Blizzard ongoing shitfuckery that's been happening. Um, and it was revealed is a part of this that Bobby Kotick has not only been aware of the problems ongoing at Activision Blizzard, but was personally involved with them. And allegedly, at some point, told an employee to kill themselves.
Yeah. Wasn't there like
Now they've
wait,
they've said that this was not done in seriousness, but at the same time, you're the CEO of a major company, you don't do that to an employee. And the response has not been great because would you know it, the Activision Blizzard chairs and basically anybody below Bobby is all of his friends that he gave the positions and has been making them tons of money by being executives at his company.
fun on a bun. Activision Blizzard is definitely one. I thought we were done with them. I really hoped we were done with them. Um,
Did you catch the super scummy thing that they were trying to do with one of their court cases?
no, go on. Tell me more.
So they have a bunch of open cases right now, a bunch of open litigations. The main one is with the Department of Fair Employment and Housing in California, DFEH, um, where they were the ones that were spearheading the particularly the harassment and the accusations of people being treated and paid differently depending on their gender and race, which is like the clear, big, immediate legal problem they were facing at the time,
Yeah.
and what the investigation started from. The sexual abuse and assault allegations just came later. There were also other investigations started by other branches in different tiers of the government, some of them federal, some of them state, but there were multiple ongoing at the same time. One of them was surprisingly resolved very quickly. And as a part of the ruling in that investigation, the judge ordered that Activision Blizzard, as part of the settlement, was to pay that government organization some amount for the fines and like back pay for the fines, basically, that they had been avoiding. Oh, it was related to the shareholders not being told about the accusations as they happened, ultimately resulting in their lost profits because of that.
Oh, fun. Yay.
Yeah. Another term of that was that the evidence that was partaken in it was to be sealed, which meant
Yay.
that because that one case was settled, you then couldn't unseal that evidence for the other cases.
Wow, oh my gosh, such a good legal tactic. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So of course they had immediate appeals of like, no, you can't do that. And as far as I know, those are still ongoing, but you know, what the fuck? What the hell is going on?
What isn't going on, dude?
The big news this week regarding Bobby Kotick has resulted in fresh calls for him to just fucking resign, and hopefully he does, because he's a terrible person, and he has run his company basically into the ground now.
I wouldn't say it's in the ground. I'm saying it's
Like,
just in a
no,
nice little
it's
coffin that happens to be in the ground.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't see them coming back.
Oh, I'm sure they will. They just have such a massive market share already that I don't think anything else could happen. But it'll be a question of what has to happen before then, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
I would hope they don't, but you know, realistically, the average consumer probably won't even hear about, let alone care about this.
dude, they're gamers. All they do is care about this. Not really. Who knew Activision Blizzard was so full of gamers?
Yeah. For me, it's been particularly just like mind blowing hearing about the like frat culture they have at their offices, apparently.
Yeah, how do you get frat
Dude,
culture in an office like Blizzard? Well,
Yeah,
I'm
apparently they allow day drinking on the job.
hell yeah.
Allegedly,
Oh,
that's the big one. It's just like, well, yeah, I guess if all of your employees are drunk all the time and hitting on each other, you're probably gonna have some HR problems. That makes sense.
I'm surprised they approve that. Like,
Hmm.
how? Okay, coding in like just the office work in general is very meticulous. Why would you trust people to drink on the job with coding?
Presumably, assuming it's accurate, it's probably how they started doing it. Just a bunch of bros hanging out in like literal frat houses, coding and drinking all the time, and they started making money on it. And they didn't have to change anything, so they never did.
Fair enough.
That'd be my guess.
What a nightmare.
Hmm.
I truly feel bad for people that had to work there.
Oh, absolutely. It sounds nightmarish.
Yeah. I'm very curious, like, how many of them actually got out in time before their names got attached to this.
Okay. We have some I don't even know what we call it, cryptocurrency news going on.
Oh, crypto bros taking L's. Tell me what's up.
Do you remember about a month ago, El Salvador President Nayib Bukele announced that they would be allowing cryptocurrency as a valid currency in their country in El Salvador?
Tragically, I do.
Yes. Apparently, El Salvador is now planning a Bitcoin city at the base of the Conchagu volcano.
Go on. Tell me more about how that's going to work.
That's kind of it.
I mean, it's
This
a
is, I guess,
nice
part of
fantasy.
their. Yeah, I guess this is part of their plan to make the infrastructure that would allow Bitcoin to be a currency in their country happen. He started from the ground up,
Yeah.
but also we're making this new highly volatile currency. Let's build our city at the bottom of a volcano. Sounds a bit like hubris.
It's literally Pompeii waiting to happen, both virtually and
Yeah,
physically.
it's literally Pompeii.
It's
Yeah.
literally Pompeii. Pompeii coin.
We also had the crypto. No, it was the NFT heist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. God's work. You really took those fungible tokens off the non fungible token list.
It's particularly ironic though, because now that the NFTs, what they are based on, it's basically like archived them,
Nice.
which was not a guarantee before. Because before, when you had these NFTs, if the server that hosted them went down, they were just gone.
Nice.
This is like a Wikipedia almost for them.
Kind of want to go check it out.
The NFT Bay.
Ooh, perfect. Oh wait, I heard about this. Like,
Hmm.
let me see this. Yeah. Yeah, I was reading this earlier. I didn't realize the
Hmm.
terminology was slightly different than what this article was presenting.
Yeah.
Oh well. NFT preservations, my dudes. Now those really
Yeah.
stoned monkeys will actually preserve on the internet forever.
Tragic.
I really hate those monkeys.
Hmm. They're so bad.
They're just what was it? Someone took like all the NFT monkeys and like posted them on top of each other to get like the original base that they're all based off of that like the
Mm.
generator made.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Now, my new NFT blockchain that I'm introducing on the Ethereum uh uh sticky note coin. That is not. It is basically sticky notes that are NFTs that you can write on in the blockchain and they'll stay there forever. So they all have a flat introductory price and they will only fluctuate based off what you write on them. So come buy some of my blank spaces right away. I don't know.
Have you seen the Grand Theft Auto remakes and the bugs that are in it?
Yes.
You have a favorite?
I really like the Wiggly car.
Me too. I was
The,
gonna say the same.
it's a car that wiggles, and when the more you wiggle it, it gets bigger, and it's just like
Yeah.
the stupidest
Why?
thing.
Why? Why?
Okay, my guess is that it just has a bad time keeping track of where the car is and where it's been. So instead of like trying to keep track of like where the car is, it's just expanding the car constantly, which is causing like why the wiggling makes it bigger.
Well, for some reason, it also like starts to destroy the car.
Does it?
Yeah, in the videos I've seen of it, at least, eventually, the car just like gets just like wrecked. It's like it's not just stretching it; it's like also making it shorter.
Wow.
It's like it's pressing it. Like when you do it, it's something. I would bet it's probably like something to do with the suspension, where it just like breaks and it starts to. Because when you like lean, the car rolls with some of them, you know.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason the suspension just doesn't work, so rather than pushing the car back to where it's supposed to be, the car just squishes against the ground, and because of the like systems they already have in place, it just starts to destroy it.
That would make sense.
It's wild.
Really is. I'm just kind of amazed.
Hmm.
What do we
What else
need?
we got?
Yeah. Kind of been a slow news week. Just entertainment
Hmm.
shit.
I mean, there's plenty to talk about. I'm just avoiding it.
I'm avoiding it too because let's face it, it's a shit show.
It is. Yeah, I know you don't follow Magic too much anymore. Have you seen any of the Secret Lair stuff?
No, but go on, please. Anything to get rid
Let me
from the elephant in the
let me
room.
pull this up. One of the things that they've started doing that I think is a really cool idea is that they have a lot of their Secret Lair products that are connected to like the basic lands stuff that is otherwise highly accessible. So you can basically just pay to bling it out. And where'd it go? They had one set of lands that are pixelsnowlands.jpg.jpg.
Okay.
I love them. They are so beautiful. Like big Celeste vibes from them. They're just so pretty.
Oh my god, those are pretty. See, why can't the NFTs just be pretty like that? Then I might
Yeah.
tolerate them.
Why isn't there a way that you can just contact artists and pay them to have them make art for you that's exclusively yours?
But Kyril, I have social anxiety. And my favorite artist is a woman, and I don't believe women should have money. That's why. What?
I mean, not wrong, but you know,
I,
I wasn't expecting you to say it.
I'm just saying, dude. I've seen so many crypto stuff at this point that I could read those guys' heads. I honestly sometimes think they're bots trying to make
Mhm.
the monkeys more impressive than they actually are.
Yeah, it really feels like it.
I
It's so
love,
wild to see them like have these incredibly basic realizations of just like, oh yeah, that's the internet.
yeah, I love the borders on these cards and how they just look right out of an old Windows XP.
Hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
I want these cards so bad. I'd kill for these cards.
You don't even have to. You just have to give Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro $30.
$30.
Yeah,
That's
it's not too bad.
that's not too bad, but it's like,
Yeah. I was
well,
hoping that they would do. In the past, they've had like bundle deals because you know they're basic lands, so people are going to want multiple of them,
yeah,
and you could get like a 10 pack for us at a slightly reduced price. But it doesn't seem like they have it for this one, which kind of sucks.
rough.
Like if you want to do like a whole deck, you're looking at like $300 because you can't just buy one. You have to buy the set of five. You know, it's not perfect, but it's not particularly, I don't know, it's not that bad. It's not like they're releasing exclusive stuff anymore, at least.
Yeah.
Anymore, because they were. We can just get it out the way, though. Not going to talk about it, but there was a verdict in the Rittenhouse trial.
Oh god, we're at
The,
it.
I mean, that's basically all I was going to say is that there's a verdict. If you haven't heard about it, you're apparently living under a good rock. I'd like some recommendations.
When that verdict came out, I got like 5 text messages from other people, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Why am I the one that you all yell at about this? I didn't. I wasn't the jury,
You know,
or was I?"
it has been very funny seeing the Arbery trial. Like, if it, like just ignoring the Rittenhouse one at all, if this one doesn't come down with a guilty verdict, people will be rioting
Oh my
because they should be.
gosh, no.
It is so blatant what is going on here, and I didn't think it was possible, but these idiots have somehow found ways to dig their holes even deeper.
Yeah.
Like it's almost impressive at this point how deep of a hole they've dug for themselves.
Who are the idiots that are you're referring to with these holes?
Oh, I don't know their names. They were the murderers of Ahmed Arbery.
Oh, that okay. That okay. I was a little behind with you right there. I didn't realize what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was changing it up there.
yeah,
There's a couple of pretty major court cases going on right now, actually.
yeah. So for like when you were saying like just trials, I was still thinking about the Rittenhouse trial, and
Yep.
one of the things I thought was very blatant about that was the NRA's involvement with providing support for one side over the other.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, no way the NRA. Like I thought you were referring to the NRA when you meant they.
No. It's different, different one entirely. This is the one where the one of the defendants and their lawyer preemptively released a video of them chasing down and murdering a man for no reason because they thought it somehow exonerated them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
Yay.
some real geniuses working over there.
That's so bad.
It's shockingly dumb. Yeah.
At least the Rittenhouse trial was smart enough to like find an excuse for theirs before they started playing it.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, what was the other one I saw today? There's been some dumb shit. Um, I'll see if I can find this real quick. It was on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I retweeted some of the jokes people were making about it because they're pretty good.
The mass psychosis of our country is a very entertaining time to be around.
This one, the American Conservative released a think piece. If you, it's a lack of think piece. I feel like on the anti-fascist left smears their fascist opponents with the Nazi and anti-Semitic label. However, fascism and Nazism are not identical.
What?
The ground that they are standing on now isn't that they are not fascists and they are not Nazis. It's that fascism and Nazism aren't exactly the same. Therefore, they can't be Nazis.
What?
I love it. One of the best things that's come out of this is the King of the Hill meme where they drive up to the school and are like, "Excuse me, are y'all with the blank?" And then the people there are like, no, we're actually." And then Hank's just like, "Yep, this is it."
Mm-hmm.
This one is Hank's. "Excuse me, are y'all with the Nazis? We're not Nazis. We're a growing movement of national identitarians influenced by conservative Roman Catholic doctrine and drawing lessons from the Spanish Phalangist movement of the 1930s." Yeah, this is it. Great.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing about this stupid thing is that the memes have been very spicy.
What I love about like incidents like this where people are obviously trying to deflect language being used on them is when they
Hmm.
truly don't understand what the words mean.
Yes.
Ooh.
Spicy memes.
That's a good meme.
2017. Wow, anyone who disagrees with you is a fascist? Wow. 2019. Actually, by fighting fascism, you're the real fascists. 2021. Okay, look, here's why fascism gets a bad rap.
I have a book for them. I just popped in the chat.
Yes.
The
Plenty of
Smithsonian.
nice pictures so they can understand it.
I'm gonna start using that on people now.
Mhm. Yeah. It's only Nazism when it comes from 1930s Germany. Otherwise, it's just sparkling fascism.
Oh yay! Don't you know fascism is in right now?
Yes. It sure seems to be.
We all get to wear like the same outfits and we're well dressed. We have like
I
little
love
dance
this,
moves that we do together.
particularly with our arms.
Yeah, exactly.
This is one of the best ones in here is just, I'm cool with being against all of it. Thanks.
Why would you defend Nazism by saying it's not fascism?
I think they're doing it the other way,
Uh,
where they're just like, no, fascism's not Nazism. We're not Nazis.
so they're
It's just like,
oh,
eh,
uh,
eh, that doesn't sound as good as you wanted it to.
that's pretty bad.
But it is funny.
It is kind of hilarious. Like, dude, the fuck? What happened to just being a patriot?
Oh, I have to ask, did you see the tortoise I retweeted
Yes,
the
you
other
did.
day? Okay, good.
He was a good boy.
It's a very good tortoise. The opening of a new science lab at the University of Lincoln, rather than having a ribbon cutting ceremony, they had two pieces of string connected with some greens, some leafy greens, and they had the tortoise bite the greens to cut it in half to open up the building. It's
Damn.
very good.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm going to do you all a great honor today.
Have you seen the neural net guesses meme Twitter bot?
I have seen that several times.
It's very good. I saw one today of a collection of blueberry muffins and chihuahua faces, and the image predicted chihuahua confidence 36.22%. It's just
Nice.
like, yes, very nice.
What we need is to you know what you need to do now?
Hmm.
You got to get that bot with like a picture of Nazis and fascists and see what they can do for that. And then we can finally put
Yeah.
this argument to rest.
Then there would be no question. Excuse me. I have one last thing.
Okay.
So, uh, confirmed this week that boosters are good for everyone. Yay.
Yay. I wish I would have gotten one instead of just the straight
Yeah.
up. Okay. I do want to say one thing about my COVID. I'm almost
Mhm.
95% sure it's the Delta variant.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Just with everything I've read. So take it from me. Don't be a dummy. Get a booster, or better yet, get vaccinated, ladies and gentlemen, because COVID's a bitch, and so am
Yeah,
I.
I wouldn't even go that far. It whole thing sucks. I have someone. I guess I consider them a friend. Someone who is works with my mom who is has COVID right now. It's in a bad spot, so it's scary.
It is. It really
Get
is.
yeah.
Because this shit just sneaks up on you. I honestly didn't think I'd be able to do the show this week.
I don't know. It's taxing to talk for the better part of 2 hours under normal circumstances.
Well, my job that I've worked the whole time that I had COVID is
Yeah.
like a call center, so 8 hours of talking is incredibly taxing.
Hmm.
So this ain't shit. Anything else, Cairo, before we wrap up?
No, that's what I got.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here on the Two Schmo Show. Uh, I'm Ephus Orion, and I've been a Schmo.
I'm Kyle, and I've been a schmo.
And see you, Space Cowboy.